Thank you for joining us tonight on our Health and Freedom. Tonight we have our first speaker. She's an absolute health fanatic and an absolute expert in health. She's a little health guru. We have Jaisal. Jaisal is 4 months pregnant and expecting her first bubba, and very excited to have her here tonight before she heads off to Melbourne next week. So to give us a bit of information about the health side of our business, we have Jaisal. I'll pass it over to Jaisal.
Good evening, everybody. So my name is Jaisal, as Jace mentioned. I'm just going to be taking us through the health component of tonight's presentation. And as you know, that I'm pretty passionate about health, something I really love to share with everyone. And before I go on to the products of this business, I just want to share with you how I came about to actually getting introduced to these products. So it was last year, about a year ago, that I was studying full-time and working part-time as well, and I had absolutely no energy. And I was that person that when you asked, how are ya? I'd always be like, I'm tired. So I'm sure many of us have experienced those days, but every day I was like that. So it wasn't until a friend said to me that, oh, you're always sick, you're always tired, why don't you give these products a go? So she gave me the product and I took them because I had nothing to lose. And I kid you not, within 1 week, I noticed a huge change in my energy. And I was up at 6 o'clock in the morning, where before it would take me probably an hour to get up. I'd have to hit that snooze button an hour. So for me to be up without my alarm clock and working up until late hours of the night, not being tired, it really improved my quality of life. And so when I saw the effects of this on myself, I had to get my husband onto it, because Peter was a bit like me. He was always a bit low on energy, and he was studying business at the time. When we met up with our friend, she showed us the business component of USANA Health Sciences, and he realized that this was a really good opportunity for us, because he was looking to open a business, but the cost to start a normal, like a business these days, is really expensive, anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000 to get started in a business. So to start this kind of business, and it didn't cost too much to start, it was a really good advantage for us, and that's how I got started. So that's a little bit about how I got on the products. And since joining, I finished my nursing course, and I decided that nursing wasn't really for me. I find that prevention and health maintenance to me is so important. I love showing people how they can stay out of the medical system instead of getting in there and slapping a band-aid on it. So I'm really passionate about helping people with their health. So there's two main challenges that people face today, and these are generally health and wealth. So just think to yourself, are you as physically healthy as you want to be? And are you as financially wealthy as you want to be? When you log into Facebook on a Monday morning, you usually see things about health. So someone might be hitting up the gym, or maybe you see someone who's sick. There's always that person who's posting that they're sick, right? That's health. And then you see someone write, oh, not another Monday morning, or yes, I got an RDO, no work for me. So usually looking at things with wealth and work. Here at USANA, we think we have a solution to both of these things. We have something to offer health and wealth. So every generation today is being affected by health, right? So Gen Y, if you were born after 1970, that's you. We want a lot of energy. When we don't feel we have energy, we don't feel healthy. So we associate our health with how much energy that we have. We want to work all day, make our money, come home, and we want to have a social life when we get home as well. Mums, so I'm a mum to be, and I think we have another mum to be on the call, and we want to make sure that we have the right nutrition for our children. Baby boomers, so they're like our parents, our grandparents. These people are starting to feel the aches and the pains of degenerative disease. So what is degenerative disease? This is today's health reality, okay? This is what people are going through today. The main cause of death in Australia is heart disease. So things that affect the heart. So you've got high blood pressure, low blood pressure, heart attack, things like that. You've got dementia, diabetes, and if you look here in the red, that's how preventable it is. So heart disease is 85% preventable. Diabetes, 95% preventable. This tells us that our lifestyle, what we do, what we eat, drink, and bathe in, affects our health. And only 5% of cancers today are actually hereditary. So you know that person that says, oh, my mum had breast cancer and my auntie had breast cancer, so I'm going to get it too. Okay, fair enough, you may have the genes, but are you eating the same? Have you got the same lifestyle? Are you not exercising? If you are doing these things just like them, then of course your risk, it obviously increases because you have to be doing something different. So think back to maybe 80 years ago when the world was different. There wasn't as many chemicals around. People were dying of different things than what we are today. What people were dying from were things like infectious diseases, right? So today, the diseases that people are dying from, obviously you can't, if we look back, you can't pass someone heart disease, you can't pass someone diabetes. These things are lifestyle. So the way that humans have changed, there's something that's going on here. And we'll take a look at these factors which are affecting the rates of death today. So if you look at these little bubbles on the screen here, so you've got stress. You know how you're exhausted all day, but then you're up all night because you can't sleep. That's stress. This takes a toll on our body. Radiation, so from anything from Wi-Fi to flying on airplanes. Chemicals, so we've got chemicals in cleaning products. Cleaning products are can really affect our health, especially our lung health. Pesticides, so the stuff that's sprayed on our crops. You think sometimes you're being very healthy eating fruit and veg from the shops, but little do you know that a lot of this stuff has been sprayed the heck out of, and the most sprayed things on the shelf today are celery, blueberries, strawberries, and I think it's apples and pears as well. So these things, if you're going to actually have them from Woolies and Coles and things, it's a good idea to soak them in a solution of water and apple cider because that'll dissolve the chemicals that are on top of them. So we've got poor diets as well, which are contributing to those diseases that I just mentioned previously. If you look on the bottom, there's 3 circles, okay? The first one where it says healthy, this is a slide of cells. Our human body is made up of trillions of cells, something like 50 trillion cells. When they're healthy, they all stick together and they look quite neat. When they're damaged through stress, radiation, chemicals, pollution, poor diet, they begin to separate, and even smoking and drinking and eating fatty foods, this is what happens. The cells separate, and here you will feel lethargic. Here in this state, you will feel tired. You will put yourself at risk for diabetes, heart disease, etc. This is what disease looks like. If you constantly leave your body in this damaged state, it's a perfect ground for disease to happen. But what we know is that when we eat healthy, we give the body what we call antioxidants, and these things rebuild the cells. So if you can see in the third slide, after antioxidants have been introduced, the cells have come back together and they're starting to repair. So where do we usually get our main sources of antioxidants? It's usually from fruit and vegetables, right? We need 59 vitamins and minerals a day. And we'll just pick out one, okay? One of the 59. Vitamin E. Vitamin E, if you're deficient in vitamin E, you can have eczema, you can have psoriasis, you can have poor eyesight, heart disease. You can have so many diseases just from not having enough vitamin E. But if you take a look down here, you need 13 kilograms of vitamin E a day for your RDI, for your recommended daily intake. That's way too much spinach. I didn't eat that much spinach today. I picked some out of my garden, but I probably picked up like 5 leaves. That's not even a kilo. So even almonds, I had some almonds today, but I didn't have 1 kilo of almonds. This is why there needs to be a gap between what we're eating and what we need. And this is just vitamin E, okay? There's still another 58 vitamins and minerals that we need. So we've got a solution, right? Most people are turning to supplementation. If you have a look here, if you were to depend solely on food, okay, you would have to eat 22,000 calories of food. If you've been a gym junkie or anything like that, you will know 22,000 calories is a lot. Okay, you couldn't eat all that. You also have to spend $200 a day to get the same amount in nutrients. If we have a look at the top here, you can see 18.5 oranges. Did anyone eat an orange today? Okay, I personally forgot my orange today. And we need 18.5 to get our recommendation of vitamin C a day. Okay, 10 whole chicken breasts for zinc. Zinc is so important for scarring. It's important for your immune system, your hair. If you have no zinc, you can actually experience grey hair. So if you're not getting enough of these nutrients, that's when you start to get disease. And that is truly the gap between what you're eating and your health. The Essentials, which is our flagship product, it's like the legs on the table. It's basically the foundation of your health. This is the first product that I took from, and within I really felt the benefits of this because I was starving myself and I was hitting my. Research has discovered that 50% of nutritional supplements that were on the shelf, okay, so the ones that you see in the shop, 50% of them were tested and were found to not even be absorbed by the body, okay? So that means that people are spending their money, using their time to take their supplements, and they're not even working, okay? And over 70% of people under 35 are actually supplementing. So we know, most of us Generation Y know that we need to supplement because what we're eating and what we need is not enough. So if we're spending the money on supplementing and it's not even being effective, this is a problem. Most health supplements fall far short from meeting the nutritional needs of the body cells. This is Dr. Myron Wentz. But who is he and how can he say this? So Dr. Myron Wentz has a PhD in microbiology and immunology. So he knows all about the cells and the immune system. Make sense? Back in 1972, he had a lab called Gold Laboratories where he created kits to diagnose infectious diseases for hospitals. And his kits are used all around the world today, still. There's one kit that he created that no one else could create, which was the, glandular fever. So if you've ever known anyone with glandular fever, the only way that they would have been diagnosed was with his kit that he created. And the only way that he was able to create this kit was because he knew what it took for the cells in the body to survive optimally. He knew what it the technology that the kit needed. And what he found was that it was all good to diagnose a disease once it happened, but what could he do to prevent someone from getting disease in the first place, right? Because a lot of people in his family were dying from cancer and stroke and all these problems which were non-infectious. And he thought to himself, okay, well, I need obviously to have better nutrition because the cells in my labs are healthy. He kept cells alive in his lab for 30 years out of a human body. His closest competitor, 14 hours. So when he went on the shelf to the supermarket, like most of us do when we first buy supplements, he picked up a multivitamin and he realized that what was inside the supplement would not keep his cells alive in the lab. So if it couldn't keep the cells alive in his lab, how could it keep his body healthy? And that's when he realized that something needed to be done and people needed to be given good nutrition. And he decided to sell his business, and he opened USANA Health Sciences in 1992. In 2007, he was actually awarded the Albert Einstein Award for Outstanding Achievement in Life Sciences. So his research and technology in life sciences won him an award for the Albert Einstein Award. And we all know that Albert Einstein is a genius, right? And to put that into perspective for us, only 2 of these awards have ever been given out, and he was the second. So I just want to share with you this. This is Dr. Wentz's vision. His vision is, I dream of a world free from pain and suffering. I dream of a world free from disease. The USANA family will be the healthiest family on earth. Share my vision, love life, and live it to its fullest in happiness and in health. So this really touches me because when I first read it, I saw I dream of a world free from disease. At the time when I started taking the product, I actually had a thyroid disease, and the doctors were telling me that I had to get my thyroid cut out. And I'm not sure if many of you listening have seen what it looks like to have a scar from your thyroid being removed, but it's a pretty big scar, and it meant that I'd be on medication for the rest of my life. And it wasn't until 3 months into taking the product that I went and had my blood test done, and for the first time in 5 years, I was free from my disease. I no longer had hypothyroidism, and they didn't have to do surgery. So for me, as a young woman, to know that I didn't have to have that scar, that I didn't have to take medication for the rest of my life, and I could be healthy, was just absolutely amazing. It touched my life. So you're probably wondering, okay, Jace, why is this all different? What makes USANA so different, okay? So we have pharmaceutical grade standard. This means that our standard is made to a prescription medication. We are 100% accurate, okay? The difference in pharmaceutical grade and everything else is that what you buy on the shelf in the supermarket is food grade. Food grade means that if you go to an Italian restaurant one day and you go the next day, your pizza, all right, even if you ordered the same pizza, might have different salami or a different amount of salami, different amount of cheese. So we, every single time, without fail, 100%, what we say is on the bottle is in the bottle. We have a potency guarantee, so when we say something is fish oil, it goes to your eyes, it helps your heart, it helps your joints. It does that. And we have a symbol down the bottom, potency guarantee, with Dr. Wentz's signature on it. He's so sure that his research is so accurate that he can put his signature on every bottle. We have an athlete guarantee. So over 600 plus athletes take our products, many Olympians, and they don't get paid to take our product. We don't pay them millions or anything like that. We give them the product for free and they can endorse it if they like to. But if they're found to have anything in their body traced back to us, because they get tested something like 10 times a year, 12 times a year, if they have a test done and there's something banned in their body linked back to us, we'll pay them up to $1 million. So not many other companies will guarantee that they can pay you $1 million if it's wrong. We have superior ingredients, science-based formulas. We have a team of scientific experts behind our product and exceptional in-house manufacturing. I was able to walk through the facility where they make the supplements. Something that's really unique about this company is we make everything in our facility. Other brands get their ingredients from all over the world, and then they have a factory in a different country where they make it, and then they bottle it, and then they bring it here. So you're never sure what can happen in between. So we make sure we know what happens from when the ingredient gets in the door and when it leaves. So here's a little bit of a table here to just show you how we rank, okay? So you see USANA, Amway, GNC, Swiss, Nature Zone, Blackmores, and Heron. I used to take Blackmores, and I was paying a lot for my Blackmores. And you can see down the bottom, it only rates 1.5 star. I was getting ripped off bad. And the absorbency in the body was 3%. So no wonder why I didn't feel anything. And I was wasting my money. But if you look at the top, USANA Health Sciences is the only 5-star in Australia and New Zealand with a 96% absorbency rate. Compared to the price, it smashes all the other products. And if you look on the side, there's a book there. It's a third-party study, so it's got nothing to do with USANA. It's a third-party study to put a ground level on supplements out on the market. This man, Dr. Lyle McWilliams, rated them, and he's given USANA the NutriSearch Gold Medal of Achievement for 13 years and running. So we've been on top for 13 years. We have a product for teenagers. So my teenage sister takes these products. It's really good since she's been developing and her bones were aching. So since she's been taking it, she doesn't get bone aches. We also have a product for children. So when my baby's born, I'm going to make sure that once my baby's on solids, I'll be crushing them up and putting it in a bit of their mash, because it's really important that we all get the right amount of nutrients. And of course, if the mother is deficient, then the baby's deficient, right? So it goes from the soil to the plants to the people. And what I really love about this company is that it's optimized. So say that your family has a really bad history of cardiovascular disease. We can work on your cardiovascular disease with a certain amount of products that we have for that problem. We've got products for digestive problems, cellular. So at the moment I'm pregnant, and it's really important for me that I'm getting my cellular nutrition up, because I want to give this baby everything it needs to grow as best as it can. We have endocrine, so products for males and products for females, skeletal as well as the nervous systems. We have products for memory as well. So would it be fair to say that a lot of people are compromising their health to weight loss? It'd be pretty fair to say that. And other people are compromising their healthy food choices for convenience. We all have pretty busy lifestyles today. Sometimes I'm at home and I'm not even busy, and I still just need convenient food. That's why at USANA we've formulated these meal replacements. So all of the shakes are nutritionally balanced. So there's none of this low carb, high protein stuff. It's all balanced. It's got the carbs, the proteins, the sugars, and the fiber. It's a really great option if you have a really busy morning, or you only get a small lunch break, or maybe you're not really one of those dinner people. You can have that for dinner. We also have a option for people who are allergic to everything. So gluten-free, lactose-free, fructose-free, soy-free. That's a really good one. It's made out of pea protein, but the rest have got whey, but they're all gluten-free as well. And we understand it is quite difficult to stay on track if you want to lose weight. And something I really, really love, and I'm a fan of it, and I wish I had it before I got married, is the Reset Kit. So the Reset Kit goes for 5 days, and it's a detox. And what that does is it cleans out your bowel, cleans out your liver, and it helps you to kickstart your metabolism. On that 5-day kit, women are averaging 2.5 to 4 kilos weight loss. For me, the first time I did it, I lost 5 kilos. And then we have another one which is called Transform, and that's after Reset. If you feel you have more actual weight to lose on this system, you release weight. So eating low GI means keeping your blood sugar stable. It promotes good breast health, so defends from breast cancer, coronary heart disease, and diabetes. Diabetes is massive. If you keep eating high GI, so a lot of refined sugar and carbs, you're at risk for diabetes. So I bet everyone knows someone who, so we understand that, and that's why we've made a healthy alternative. If you can see at the top, there's 3 little cans, and they're the conventional ones that you see at the supermarket. And you can see little numbers on the side. A mother has 15 teaspoons of sugar inside each can. That is a disgusting amount of sugar. That there is just diabetes waiting to happen. And people are so low on energy due to malnutrition, so not enough vitamins and minerals, right? And they're reaching for these things because they're desperate. But they don't realize that health comes from within. You don't need these sugars. These sugars make you crash. And when you crash, it sucks. I've been there. So that's why we made this energy drink, and it's low GI. So it sustains your energy. It's got the sugar of 1.5 apples. It's got ingredients to look after your heart, fat-burning ingredients. It's got green tea, white tea, vitamins and minerals as well, so it keeps you sustained for longer. We also have sachets, which are great for if you're working out, or if you have like if you do cycling and things like that. It's a really good product. You just sprinkle it into your water. Something I'm really passionate about as well is the skincare range. So our skincare range has absolutely no chemicals in it. You could eat it if you wanted to. It's basically a food for your face. There's no parabens, no chemicals, no toxins. And this is really important because there's no point in eating healthy if you're going to eat a whole lot of chemicals, or you're going to put a whole lot of chemicals on your skin. So we have the basic pack for the men, because men need to look after their skin too, and it can be quite embarrassing for them to go buy acne washes at the shops. So we have a basic pack which they can buy online, and it gets delivered to their door. No one will ever know that they use skincare. And then we have everything else that women love. So we have face masks, exfoliators, eye cream. My husband absolutely loves the eye cream, and I'm a huge fan of the night cream. The night cream really turns my skin into like baby skin. We have shampoo and conditioner, fluoride-free toothpaste. Fluoride-free toothpaste is very, very important because fluoride is actually a neurotoxin, so it affects the way that your brain works over time. It also affects the thyroid. So for me, having a weak thyroid, because of my genetics, obviously, I need to be careful with the amount of fluoride that I take. We have a body wash, and these products are amazing for children too, because you know that there's absolutely nothing inside there that can affect their health. It's a really good relief to know that. So who are the people that are using USANA? Obviously there's us, me. We've got Mel B. So you've seen Mel B on Jenny Craig ads for weight loss. She gets paid by Jenny Craig to do those ads, but she takes our shakes for free. Jennifer Hewitt, Paris Hilton, Jason Priestley, all these people take USANA, and they're not paid for it. Athletes, so we've got the whole Women's Tennis Association on the products. Any that choose to supplement are only allowed to take USANA because of the grade that we supply and our $1 million guarantee. So the Women's Tennis Association trusts only us with their health. As soon as they finish their match, in between, they go into the locker room and have a bit of our shakes, our low GI shakes, which is pretty cool. Manny Pacquiao, Timothy Bradley, Mike Lee, all these people, they take USANA and they trust their health with USANA. And you know, these people, their body is their job, and they need their body to work as best as it can. And we offer something that can support that. And if these people can trust their health with USANA, then you can too. So that brings me to the end of my presentation, and I really hope that I've given you something to walk away and change something in your health, because you don't have to accept the fact that cancer is going to happen. You know, cancer is 1 in 2 now, and by 2020, it's supposed to be everyone's going to experience cancer in their lifetime. So I want you to think about, if you can, after this, if you take anything away from it, is that, okay, what can you do today to change your likelihood of getting these diseases? Because, as I said, they're lifestyle diseases and they're highly preventable. The next speaker is one of my good friends, Jade Sullivan. She's actually a mentor of mine. So a mentor is not really a word that we use a lot today, but really a mentor is someone who's achieved something that you want to achieve, and they believe in you before you even believe in yourself. So she's actually a full-time mom, and she's going to tell you all about that. And because of this business and sharing health and helping people with their health for life, she's been able to stay home for the past 2 years with her son and learning all of motherhood inside and out at her own pace, which I think is just absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to bring you Jade Sullivan, and I want to thank you again. Thank you so much for your time tonight. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you really took something away from it.
Thank you, Jaisal. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you for being on the call tonight, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my business experience and how this has changed my life. So I'm going to take you back quite a while to when I was 19. I sit here talking to you as quite a healthy 27-year-old, but that hasn't always been the case. At the age of 19, I was actually hit by a drunk driver. It was a Friday night, and I was taking my brother to a party with some of his mates, and unfortunately there was a man who was highly intoxicated traveling about 90 kilometers an hour in a four-wheel drive that collected my car and crushed it. It left me with injuries to my spine, where I was actually told I could no longer wear high heels. And for anyone that is 19 and wanting to go out, they think, wow, that's a pretty big deal. But it then escalated to the point where I wasn't able to carry a child. Now that's obviously quite devastating. Thankfully, 2.5 years ago, my sister-in-law introduced me to the USANA products and said, you've got nothing to lose but give them a go. Within 3 months, I felt such a dramatic difference to my health. Not only did my pain go away, I was able to sleep at night. I had more energy during the day. And lo and behold, I actually carried a beautiful little boy 42 weeks. So that's my son there up in the top left-hand corner. And I didn't just carry him 40 weeks, I carried him 42 weeks. Now, I didn't see the value in this business until I realized that, wow, in 9 months' time, my pay is going to be coming to an end and I don't have any money coming in. And not only that, Dave, my fiance, working in the building industry, wasn't being paid, as I'm sure if any of you know anyone that has anything to do with the building industry, you're constantly chasing money. The big guys don't like to pay. So we decided that sharing and recommending these products was something that we really wanted to do, as it had changed our lives, our health so dramatically. And within 12 months, I had replaced my full-time corporate income. And since then, I have not needed to work. So USANA has given me the two things that I value most. It's time freedom and my health, because I really didn't realize how valuable my health was until it was taken away from me. So here I just want to show you that this is some of our team. So yes, boys on the call, you boys do this too. So this is Brad. Brad describes himself as someone that made the top half look smart because he was always in the bottom half. He was someone that went into the fitness industry as he felt he had no other options. Brad managed to generate a 6-figure income within 13 months of doing the business. So yes, boys, yes, girls do rule the world, but boys are up there too. So I want to talk to you a little bit about today's financial reality. So this is a study done from the time that graduates finish their course to the age of 65. So as you can see here, out of 100% of people surveyed, 95% turned out to be employees. Now, I don't know about you, but when I finished studying, or even during the duration of studying, there was no chance that I saw myself as an employee for the rest of my life. Only 5% became business investors. 1% became wealthy, so that is a net worth of $2 million, and 4% become financially free, which is $100,000 plus annually. So to put in perspective, most people are living paycheck to paycheck, and an average household credit card debt is over $15,000. So if we look down in the bottom right-hand corner, we've got 5% were still working at the age of 65. Now, as you all know, they have raised the age which you can actually get the pension now to 70. Then we had 36% that died from stress and health-related illnesses, which Jace just spoke to you about. And then we've got 54% which were dead broke, so on government assistance. So any of you actually thought about retirement? No? Well, maybe you might think about it after I finish this slide. So the average Australian spend 112% of what they earn every year. Only 9.1%, yes, that's 9.1, not 91, 9.1% of Australians will be self-funding their retirement. On average, for males, $150,000 is what they're left with for retirement, which equals about $7,500 per year. And unfortunately, ladies, it's a little bit less for us. So if you include the pension, it's around $22,000 annually. So if you don't own your own house by the time you have retired, you're pretty much in a lot of trouble. Now for me, this is something that really is close to home, because my dad, who is someone that has worked so hard his whole life, he's been working since what we would be equal to someone in year 4. That is when he started working. My dad is 73 years old, and he had to go back to work after he retired. So he went into retirement for about 12 months and realized that the money just wasn't going to last. So he had to go back to work again. At the age of 73, my dad is still working. At the age of 59, my mum is still working. Now, wait, it just gets a lot better. 25% of Australians don't have a single cent in super. Nothing. 42% of baby boomers will work into their 70s, and 23% of baby boomers will work into their 80s. So guys, what do you actually think is going to happen to us? So here's today's financial reality. Let's look at $70,000. Most people tell me, yeah, $70,000, I'd be happy with that. So let's minus tax. So take tax out and you're left with about just under $4,000 a month. So then you've got $3,227 for your mortgage. That's if you borrow $500,000 at 6.7% over 30 years. Then you've got a car loan. So you've got $30,000. So that's $30,000 spent on a family car. So your car loan is $580 at 5% over 5 years. On-road costs, let's look at $400 a month. I think that's pretty generous because mine's a hell of a lot more than that. $300 a month for food. Okay. I don't know about you, but for myself, $300 is what I would spend a week. $350 on home utilities, $200 for entertainment. So yes, that's a night out in the city, dinner, drinks, whatever you want to do. So that is all you've got for the month, and $80 on your phone bill. Now that leaves you with minus $1,229 a month. Yes, you're in the red. So let's hope you have savings, you don't want children, you don't have any pre-existing debt, and you never ever want to take a holiday, because guess what? You can't. So is this what you're thinking right now? Yeah, that's what most people told us when we got to this part. So you're probably thinking, well, I better get myself a really good desk job, 9 to 5, and do that for 40 years. Because let's face it, what are we taught? Go to school, study hard, get a good job, and then what? Get good grades and work for the rest of our lives. But who actually wants to do that? Who wants to spend the next 40 years of their life working? Now, growing up, everyone had a dream car, right? Everyone wanted one of these cars, or for me, I wanted a four-wheel drive. I always wanted a luxury four-wheel drive. I didn't know if I wanted an Audi four-wheel drive or a Range Rover, but I knew I wanted a big four-wheel drive, a big family car. So, but when I went to school and everyone was like, oh, be realistic. I then changed the type of car I wanted to. I wanted a Ford Fiesta because, that's what everyone else was having. So I thought, oh, can't dream higher than everyone else, hey? So as you're going to see here, this is a prime example of being realistic. The only time anyone should ever tell you to be realistic is, for example, you tell your parents you want to grow up and be a dinosaur, because highly unlikely. Who doesn't want to have a beautiful big house like this? That you have a hole in the roof that has absolutely no purpose. And then be able to get all your friends over in the weekend, like, tell me this doesn't look like something from the OC. I used to watch those shows growing up and think, how do they afford this? Then I realized, they work for themselves. Who doesn't want to take 2 holidays a year, both for 6 months each? But unfortunately, reality is people are living paycheck to paycheck. They can't afford to pay their bills most weeks. They're saddled with massive debt, and they work 4 to 6 months just to pay tax. So let's think about this. So Monday, you jump in your car, you drive to work. Tuesday, you jump in your car and you drive to work again. Wednesday, you drive to work, and at lunchtime, that is the point where you actually get to put money in your pocket. Prior to that, it all goes into tax. So yes, once again, 4 to 6 months of the year, you're just working to pay taxes. So the Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, has anyone seen this before? So this is something that really opened my eyes that, wow, I have to do something different. So you've got employees and self-employed on the left-hand side of the quadrant. Then you've got a big business builder and investors on the right-hand side. Now, on the left-hand side, people trade their own time for money. Now, this is 90% of the world's population, and they only have 10% of the world's wealth. And on the other side, we've got 10% of the world's population, and they have 90% of the world's wealth. So these people use money and networks to make money. Now, after I saw this quadrant, I thought, wow, I have to find a way to get onto the right-hand side of the quadrant. And that's how I figured that USANA was something that could really work for me. So which way would you like to be paid, linear or residual? Now, for anyone that doesn't know the difference, I'll give you a quick rundown. So residual income is, say, something like Twilight. Who's read Twilight? Stephenie Meyer wrote that book once. Every time that book is sold, she gets paid over and over and over again. That's residual income. So to be honest with you guys, when I had my son, I took 4 months off just to stay home, bond with my baby, and just focus on being a mum. Every single Friday, my paycheck went in. No, my paycheck didn't drop. Yes, my pay still went up. That is residual income. Then on the other hand, we've got linear income. So that's, you work 1 hour, you get paid 1 hour. You don't work, guess what? You don't get paid. So that's the difference between the two. So who loves their boss? Who wouldn't like just to throw their alarm clock out and wake up when they want to get up? Go to bed when you want to get up and be able to dictate what you're actually worth. Not be told, oh, you know what? Your hourly rate is $22 an hour, or your hourly rate is $17 an hour. Who wants to dictate what they feel they're worth and be able to work for it? So what's the power of having a home-based business? So you get to be your own boss. So yes, you set your alarm clock to wake up when you wake up. The tax write-offs, they are amazing. So I was actually really fortunate that 6 months ago I was able to purchase my dream car, and yes, it was a tax write-off for the business also. Not only that, every month I have to pay my phone bill, my electricity bill, my internet bill, but they're now expenses on the business. So that means that that's more money in my pocket rather than goes to the government paying taxes. So it's money I need to fork out anyway, but now it just more stays in my pocket. So the financial freedom. So I spoke about time freedom before, but does anyone actually think, what happens if a day comes where you cannot work? So I mentioned before to you that I was involved in an accident, which wasn't my fault. No one actually thinks that, well, if that happens, what would I do? Because let's face it, our bills are residual. They keep coming in. So if you haven't got residual income, how are you going to pay those? So here are 4 men, and these are 4 men that I really look up to. When I went to start this business, my parents were like, oh, okay, this is a bit different. Oh, it looks a bit like a pyramid. Oh, that looks like a scam. So I thought, okay, well, I better look into this a bit more because, mum and dad don't seem to be really impressed with what I'm doing. After I did a bit more research, I realized, hang on a minute, these men have achieved what I want to achieve in life. And I'm not talking like dollar value here. For me, money is an accelerator. Money is something that if you're a good person, you can do so many amazing things with it. If you're a bad person, obviously the exact opposite. You can do quite bad things with it. But I thought, wow, this is an opportunity for me to be able to achieve and help people like I've always wanted to do. So I looked at mum and dad and I thought, okay, dad, you're still working. You're over 70. You get up at 2:30 in the morning and go to work. And, yep, mum's still working too. So, I'm like, you know what? I love my parents dearly, but maybe it's time I do something different. Nothing to lose, hey. So I looked at what Donald Trump said, and this was actually on daytime TV. So he said if he lost everything, he would find a good network marketing and get to work. Good network marketing company, and that is how he would regain all his assets. Now, if anyone knows how much Donald Trump worth, he is worth a lot of money. So when he said this, the audience actually burst out laughing. And you know what he said? That's why I'm up here and you're down there. Now, do you think these guys know where it's at? Like Warren Buffett, he has a net worth of $47 billion. So who are you going to take your advice from? Can I ask you a question? If you wanted to lose weight and you went to the gym and there was an overweight PT that was smoking and eating hot chips, would you be thinking, hell yeah, I want that lady to train me? The same applies to business. Don't take advice from people that aren't where you want to be. So I don't know about your job, but for us, we get paid 6 ways. When I used to work in a job, I got paid 1 and maybe a Christmas bonus, which was 2 ways. So we've got retail sales. So what that is you buy something at a wholesale price and you keep the difference when you sell it at a retail. Weekly commissions, that's my favorite. That's actually how you form residual income. So what it is you and your team pass products through your business and they earn you commission points, which then get you paid. My absolute favorite is lifetime matching bonus. So lifetime matching bonus is, I don't know in a job if you've ever had to train someone to do your job or do another role. Has your boss ever said to you, you know what, you need a really good job, Bianca. I'm going to give you a bonus. I'm going to give you 15% of what that person earns every single week just to say thank you for training them. I'm guessing your boss probably didn't do that. But in USANA, if you can help 4 people in a certain amount of, in an 8-week period, you can actually earn up to 15% of what they earn every week as a bonus, which is paid from the company. Now, on the other side, we've got the incentives. Now, USANA's incentives are amazing. My sister-in-law just got back from a fully paid cruise, Caribbean cruise to the Asian Pacific, and she got to take a partner with her as well. It was a luxury cruise. She's also gone to Queensland and had Disneyland, Dream World. I'm in America. My head's in America. Movie World opened for her and a few other people at cocktails waiting. And the night was just for them. I've been to Melbourne recently where the company paid for me to do a coaching course. So there are so many incentives that I know that a job just cannot offer. So here's an example of some earnings which you can potentially earn in the business. These are actually American figures, so ours are actually quite a bit higher. So there are people that might just say, you know what, I wouldn't mind just earning a bit of extra money just to cover that phone bill this month or my phone bill every month. Or you've got people that say, you know what, I wouldn't mind covering my mortgage with the money I can make from this business. So $100 to $500 is pretty cool for me a month. Or you got people that want big money, so you're looking for $1,000 to, it says $5,000 there, but we're talking $20,000+ a month. I've seen earnings well up into 6 figures a week. Yes, a week. This business is amazing. It's uncapped earning potential. So like everything, we start on our roles. We're a little bit wobbly and probably have absolutely no idea what we're doing and how to do these. So the good news is we have all full training provided and we hold your hand and help you do this, because at the end of the day, we were all in your position at one stage and we had no idea what we were doing. So we've got online webinars and online trainings so you can do things from the comfort of your own home, and we also have events where we get to socialize. Now, network marketing is booming. One person joins this industry every 6 minutes. So all we really do is we share and recommend products, and we do that online because let's face it, everything's moving online. I know how many of you do go online shopping. I do my groceries online, buy my clothes online, and the best thing is that the package arrives before David gets home from work, and I just hang it up in my wardrobe and no one even knows it was purchased. Online is the way to go. Everyone's doing online shopping these days. And on the other hand, it's a network. We've all got a network, right? Who here's got Facebook? When you first started your Facebook, how many friends did you actually have? None. How many have you got now? So that's a network of people that you have in your life. Now, the only difference is that we are actually getting paid to talk to that network. Are you? So this is an opportunity to help you utilize a network you already have and get paid to have it. I thank you so much for your time tonight. I really hope that this was something that made you see that there is a different way, that you don't have to work 9 to 5 for the rest of your life. Now, when I started this business, I was working 70 hours a week in a job. And I started doing this part-time. And yes, in 12 months, I was able to quit my job and I haven't needed to go back since. So it's something which is so flexible, and you can either do it from a couple of hours a week to full-time depending on what you want to achieve, because everyone is different. So I thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them. I'll leave the chat box open for a couple of minutes. And if not, we look forward to seeing you. And if you're someone that's ready to make a change, we welcome you to the team. So thank you and good night.